Hi, this is Praios and I'm a professional gambler. Today we want to talk about multitabling, do's and don'ts. And yeah, in order to get this done, we will look into a video from Phil Galfond. And yeah, I also made a list. So this is not completely on the fly. I made a list before that for like 5 minutes and thought what I think is important, and I will add these points as well. But let's first see what Phil Galfond has to say about multitabling. I'm also not sure if he is a great multitabler or if he was multitabling a lot. I mean, I think he's at least not known for massive multitabling or something. So let's see what he says.
Hey everybody, you might know by now, but our top 5 format is one where my producer and friend Thomas throws out a list at me, an idea for top 5 blank, and then I come up with it on the fly. So without further ado, let's see what he's got for me today.
Top 5 multitabling poker tips.
As I already said, I think it's way better when this is not on the fly and then he thinks a bit more about it beforehand.
Multitabling poker tips. So I don't know if there are 5, but I think some people would find this useful. So what I would say about multitabling is people who have never multitabled and then try to multitable, they struggle a lot and they say, how could you possibly play 8 tables at the same time? I can't even play 2 and keep track of what's going on. And the fact of the matter is, it's just, it's just something that you exercise like a muscle, and then
Yeah, that's true. I also remember when I started off, I was playing 1 table and this was already very draining and I couldn't do more than that. And then over time, when a lot of decisions become like autopilot or yeah, I mean, many decisions are the same or not the same, but very similar to ones you made before. And at some point, you know in certain situations what to do. And sometimes it's just a standard to fold and then you can do it snap and you don't have to think about it anymore if you, yeah, if you train your muscle enough, so to speak.
you can get good at. It's not a skill that many people innately have. It's just a skill that you practice and you get used to. The more poker you play, the more easily you can, make a decision, go elsewhere, come back and remember all the previous decisions and that you made in that hand and what you were thinking at the time, what you know about that player. And so it's just something that comes with practice, not just practice multitabling, but practice playing poker in general. But even if you're a really experienced live poker player or online poker player that's just 1 tabled and you're going to try to play 2 tables, or you're a 2 tabler and you want to try to play 4 tables, I would say just work your way up to it and practice, and eventually, probably faster than you think, it'll become easier than it feels right now.
That's true.
The other thing about multitabling that I would say is I think people make a lot of bad decisions chasing EV or like theoretical EV. And so what I mean by that is, let's say I'm playing 5-10 no limit, and I think that I make 5 big blinds per 100 hands, which is $50 per 100 hands. Math. And I normally play 3 tables, and maybe I have like a bunch of history that I make that amount.
Yeah, that's what I thought, that he is not a massive multitabler. I play up to 9 usually, but then it becomes very hard to. I mean, you should be in a zone where you still have enough time to make all your decisions. And yeah, if you are in a timeout zone, so to speak, so if you time out sometimes, then you definitely play too many tables and also losing a lot of EV. So never time out. If you're timing out, then it's time to reduce tables, because yeah, this should never happen. And if you sometimes panic because the time is too low to react, then you should also reduce the number of tables. It's that easy. And if you get bored and can easily manage everything, then you can increase the number of tables. So it's not that hard to figure out. And yeah, if you feel like you're missing too much information, for example, if you multitable, you sometimes don't know what the action was. When you either did not pay enough attention, or you're playing too many tables. So, and then you have to take the appropriate actions. Don't get distracted or reduce the number of tables.
So then I'm, playing, let's say 80 hands per hour on each table. Let's just simplify and round it to I'm playing 250 hands.
Yeah, this calculation he's just making up stupid because, yeah, obviously your win rate will decline when you play more tables. So you have to find a sweet spot. And there's also, there are tools that could help you. Holdem Manager and Pokertracker, for example, have stats for all number of tables, and then you can look at it and see where you're doing best or worst.
An hour, so then I'm making $125 an hour. A lot of times when especially if there are a lot of games running that seem good, somebody will say like, oh, well, I'm going to play 8 tables because $50 per 100 hands times 8 tables, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to embarrass myself again trying to do math. But the problem is every table that you add, your skill degrades on all of your tables. And especially today when edges
Yeah, he's saying the same what I did.
are relatively thin, going from a 3 big blind winner and then playing worse because you're...
I mean, if you're on the right side, it can actually be profitable to just play 12 tables, breaking even, if the rakeback is high enough. I mean, as PokerStars still had Supernova Elite, many people did that, playing like 25 tables and making a good living just from the rakeback. Although I think most sites today reduce the rakeback extremely, so it's not that, yeah, profitable anymore to do that. And I think getting good at poker always beats grinding for rakeback. But it's definitely nice to have this on the side too. And yeah, if you are just, maybe you're built in a different way. Maybe you are not that great in poker, but you are very good in multitasking. So you can get break even at poker, but can play basically as many tables as you want, or let's say a very high number like 24. Then this might be the thing you want to do instead of trying to achieve a win rate.
You're unfocused because you're playing on too many tables, can very easily drop you down to, first of all, if it drops you down to a 1 big blind winner or a half a big blind winner, adding those tables cost you money. But second of all, it's not hard for it to drop below 0 if you're a winning player, and but just barely. And then you're playing more tables, you're now a losing player. And I mean the consequences are obvious, perhaps, but some of the non-obvious or less obvious consequences are, even if your expectation is the same, going from like a 4 big blind winner on 4 tables to a 2 big blind winner on 8 tables, your variance kind of shoots up because your standard deviation stays the same, but when your win rate drops, gets cut in half, you are much more often going to have big downswings.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, but it's probably not dropping so much if you are used in multitabling, but yeah, definitely true. You should try to get the highest win rate possible because yeah, the downswings will be a lot smoother than you are just breaking even or slightly winning.
And I've talked about in previous videos the effects of that, not just the money you lost, but the emotional impact and the ability to continue playing, and the ability to make good decisions while you're playing. If you do continue playing, mean that yeah, I highly recommend being very vigilant with regards to tracking your performance as you add more tables, and just keep in mind that dropping tables is an edge against somebody who's not doing it.
This almost definitely were not 5 points. Maybe 2 or at maximum. What was it? Maybe 3? I mean, definitely not 5. And I also have a lot more to add. Good that I thought about that prior to that. So the first point I have, definitely get Holdem Manager or Pokertracker. It's the same company. It makes these software. This is this software provides a heads-up display and also gives you a lot of stats on yourself and also on your opponent. And you can look into your sessions after you played. And while in session, you will have this head, so it's a heads-up display called HUD on the table, where will be a lot of numbers popping up on all your opponents and also on yourself, so that you get a better idea about your image and also how your opponents are playing. So you don't have to pay that much attention, or you will lose a lot of attention if you play more tables, and that's why you need this program to keep track of the playing style of your opponent. So is he playing a tag style, lag style, is he a fish, is he regular? And this program will help you massively to make good decisions, even if you don't have the focus like playing one table compared to 8. So Holdem Manager is my first and most important tip, I would say. And yeah, I also got this linked below. That's an affiliate link, so I will earn a little commission. But yeah, the price stays the same for you, so feel free to sign up for this if you don't have it already. Let's see what the second point was. I recommend to find the sweet spot, and that you should not play too many tables, but also not too low into low amount. This will take a lot of time, but yeah, just try to maximize the hourly. And yeah, this is also different for everyone. It could be 4 tables for one guy and 24 tables for another one. So yeah, this is based on your skill and how good you could multitask and things. But yeah, try to maximize your hourly with the number of tables. And this is also something that happens a lot to me. Not sure if other people have the same issue, but I think so, because every poker player I talk to about that basically is the same. Even if I'm playing a lot of tables, I get bored a lot, and then I turn on YouTube on the side or the TV or chat with other people, and this takes away a lot of attention. And this is even worse when you play many tables compared to just one. So don't get distracted, focus on poker only. And another thing, you need to get appropriate hardware and software, especially if you play more than one table, or let's say more than 4. So you should get a big screen where you, with good resolution, where you could put all the tables on one screen, that you can see it nicely, no risk of timing out. I mean, if you have like more than one, the tables on more than one screen, it's hard for me. I think maybe other people don't have this issue, but I like to have my poker things on one table only, and then maybe you need to get a 40-inch screen or whatever, depending on the number of tables you play. And yeah, also there could also be software helping you. So I mean, if you play just one side, it's easy. You can often click a button and then it will align the tables for you. But if you play more than one side, it's not working anymore, and you have to do it on your own. This is a pain in the ass, especially if you have to make decisions on 8 tables and on the side also align another table. So there are software solutions which can align the tables for you, even if you play 5 different sides. So that's another tip. And yeah, this is also, the next one has to do with the things said before. You have to mix in more sides than just one. At least this is the case for most limits, especially if you play higher, because you will not get enough action to play 4, 5, 6, maybe even 9 or 10 tables at one side most of the time. So you have to play on, let's say, Pokerstars, RCR, GG, and whatever other side you use at the same time. And yeah, try to get the best limits table seed select on all these sides. So you might have 2 tables on Pokerstars, 1 table on Party Poker, 3 on 888, and 1 on RCR, something like that. And yeah, also I think very important is that you mark your opponents in some way, for example, with color coding, or some sites have this fish tag and stuff, so that you quickly see what sort of opponent you are facing. This is even quicker than looking at the stats. And yeah, what else did I wrote down? Yeah, you have to configure the software properly in order to that you can have a smooth session. For example, you will most likely not able, especially if you are massively or multitabling, you will not be able to click on the time bank when you want to activate it. It should activate automatically. At least I always set this feature. And there are also other useful things that might be good for multitablers. For example, show hand strength is usually deactivated, but you want to have this on 100% sure, especially if you play Pot Limit Omaha, because it's very easy to misread your hand if you often have only a few seconds time to make a decision, and you don't want to misread your hand and think that you have like whatever, nothing, and then in reality you have a straight. So this is very bad if you fold your straight or something. So make sure that the hand strength is displayed. Another thing, definitely turn on 4-color deck, because you can very easy misread your hand. For example, if you have diamonds and hearts, both look similar and both are red, and yeah, in the heat of the moment you might think, oh, I am having a flush, let's put all the money in, but yeah, in reality you don't have a flush, and yeah, that's why 4-color decks help a lot. And yeah, the last thing I got on my list is try to be not too robotic and do all decisions on autopilot. So this is bad. This happens a lot to many multitablers, and especially if the session lasts longer. You will get tired, decision fatigue kicks in, and you will not make good decisions anymore. And then it's time to take a break. Or monitor yourself, like have like yourself besides you, and constantly say, okay, I'm not focusing enough, I need to focus more. And if you can't focus anymore, or can't focus enough because you already played 4 hours, then take a break. Or also other reasons might be leading to you being on autopilot all the time. You might play too many tables. Maybe 12 tables is too much. Maybe you should drop down to 8 or even 6 in order to make good decisions still. Yeah. So these are my points on that. I hope this helped. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Until next time, good luck at the tables. And yeah, don't forget to go do all the good social media stuff, like liking, subscribing, and all these good things. Bye-bye.